Greetings Sagittarians, welcome to your March reading with me. Thank you for joining me and thank you to all new subscribers. Remember to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and that way you will be receiving any of the uploads when they arrive to the channel. So sit back Sagittarians, relax, and let's see what's in store for you guys for March of 2020. These three decks are the ones we'll be using. We can see that already from the beginning of March 2020 we have moved into some very tumultuous, odd energies. This is in part due to these intense planetary alignments that are circulating our solar system at this time. Now, some of these planetary alignments we haven't experienced for 2,500 to 3,000 years. So for us, in modern human terms, the processes that we're going through and the things that these planetary alignments bring up are unknown, so it's new territory. Also, bring into that we have more asteroids, we have more technological movement across the sky, all which alter the energies that are transferred back to us as humans. So life is a lot more complex and interesting, I think, in these times. Before we start, I have done some pre-intuitive work for you and I've taken down some notes. Now, I think they're quite odd notes, so you're just going to have to sit back and decide which ones are relevant to you or make any sense or have any meaning. For some of you there'll be some poignant messages within, and others of you will think, well, that doesn't really seem to make sense. But these were the messages that came. The first one was cat's eyes, and then I thought animals. And then for some reason I thought seeing all perspectives, or narrowing the view and looking from a different angle at something that you are considering or involved in or can't figure out. So either look at all perspectives or narrow the view and look from a different angle. For some of you the word glasses came up. Perhaps you need glasses, or glasses are part of a situation that's going on for you. It may not be you specifically, but it may be someone you're involved with as well. And perhaps also their vision is narrowed or limited, or there's an aspect that isn't being taken into consideration around something you're trying to resolve or solve. Then I also got vision, and I got night vision. And I said care while driving at night, for any of you who do a lot of night driving. And I said don't cross the center line, and I actually mean that literally. So be safe while you're driving. If you're driving at night or even during the day, don't be a distracted driver in this month of March. The other thing that came up after that was, so don't cross the center line also referred to relationships. So there was something about being supportive and not being too judgmental at this time. And also then a comment that came up was green with envy. And I said, but what would you be envious about? Was it partnerships or relationships perhaps that you might be envious of someone else's partnership or relationship? So again, these were just things that popped up into the intuitive thought field from the collective energies around. They may not be necessarily your thoughts, they may be thoughts or energies of people around you. That's the other possibility. The next lot of messages that came were, this is really, really interesting, and it was quite strong, this bit. There is someone from spirit who is older, and possibly from a long time ago, like a many, many years, and hundreds of years. It could even be longer. And this is, some of you are experiencing this. So someone who is around you in the spirit realm. They're hanging around, literally. Now, this could be the case especially if you live in an older house or an area where older buildings were previously on. So like if you live on land where previous people, whether they were indigenous people or people from a more historical era, have lived. So there may also be something on the land that you live in. So like an energy or a field or a past event. And for some of you it may need clearing. So doing some clearing work on land or around you or around a building or somewhere where you reside. For some of you, this is actually a protective energy and quite noble as well. Some of you may have lineage that has evolved from this spirit person, and for some of you, as I say, there could be quite a noble lineage involved. So I don't know how many of you have gone back through your family lines or your DNA sequencing to see where you originate from. But those messages were really intense, and they just kept coming and coming, and they didn't want to stop. So that's why they were so long, if you like. Let's get into the cards then and see what else is coming for you, Sagittarius, for March. Two little jumpers straight away. The King of Spring, which is your own energy, that's the fire sign energy. Innovative, inspiring, wise and theatrical. Really nice way to start your reading with a financial windfall, talking about your leadership skills are needed now, and an unexpected supporter of your case. So if you are involved in something, and this is kind of like going back to the messages I said at the beginning, where you perhaps need to look at something from a different vision or perspective. You've got someone around who is supporting you, and perhaps you're thinking that they're not, but in fact they are, because you might not be looking at it from the right perspective, or you may not realize the background work that is going on through this person. So this person could well be another fire sign person, or someone in a place of a little bit of authority who is stepping up for you or helping something to be threaded into reality. So it could be a project or an event or a situation or even a relationship that is currently forming, and you are having the support of someone else's help. Maybe they're giving like character references, or they're backing your CV, or they've backed your ethics or your moral code as well. And also don't forget the first part, a financial windfall. So for some of you this could mean a pay increment, it could mean getting a new job. If you've been looking for a job, this may be indicative of receiving an offer of employment from someone. And it could, as I say, it could be another fire sign person, or it could even be yourself acting in this manner. So let's see what the next one is. Oh wow, I love the Fool, the Dreamer. Embrace your true purpose. Begin a new adventure and trust yourself. Absolutely beautiful. The Fool card is about a new chapter in life. It's very personal. It doesn't necessarily involve other people. It's about what we want to do, where we want to go, who we want to be. And sometimes when the evolution of the Fool comes about, which is the very first of the major arcana cards, it can be a time where we notice a falling away of previous held concepts, beliefs, relationships, places we live, jobs we've held, things like that. So the Fool can initiate quite a lot of change, and it does mean movement forward, and can often be leaving something like a home or a state or a city or a country or a relationship behind, because you are wanting to satisfy the who you are and the where you're going. It doesn't have to mean you're going on your own. The Fool always has a couple of companions, especially one, and especially a pet companion. So at this point in time, animals may also play a role in your life. There may be some symbolism around animals, and maybe a dog spirit. There may be something for some of you in the spirit animal kingdom that gives rise to thoughts or situations as well. So take note of synchronicities that may involve your pet or pets, or even if you don't have pets, something about them, other people's pets possibly. Let's keep shuffling for a little bit, because those two came out right from the get-go. They didn't give us a lot of time to contemplate anything. And actually that's what the Fool is like. He doesn't contemplate a lot. He doesn't worry about where he's headed to. He doesn't worry about whether or not he can survive tomorrow or has enough money to pay for the next meal or to pay for next week's rent. He is the dreamer, and I do like that analogy of him as well. He is taking the step of faith, the leap of faith, and saying, look, this can be done. I can do it. I can succeed. I can achieve. And where he is headed at this point, nobody really knows, not even himself. It's an unknown destiny. Another court card, the Queen of Summer, so it's often a cups card. She's loving, comforting, emotional and intuitive. Listen to your heart. Intuitive insights you can trust, and taking care of others perhaps too much. So for some of you, this could literally be you behaving in the guise of the Queen of Cups, because I'm thinking, you know, when it says listen to your heart, that's exactly what the dreamer has done. The Fool has placed his or her own needs foremost and decided to take flight with the ideas that have been embellished in the heart. Now, it could be that you may have been taking care of others perhaps too much, which may have pushed you into this desire to look after yourself a little bit more and to put your own needs forward. Now, if it's not you behaving in this realm of the Queen of Summer, there could well be a person like this in your life who is there to support you or guide you or help you. And again, this comes back to my notes at the beginning that said seeing all perspectives, narrowing the view or looking from a different angle. So she might very well be someone who is encouraging you to open your perspective or to open a view. But I do think that she is very comforting and emotionally and intuitively supportive for you. She could be a friend, a family member, a community member, a team workmate, something along those lines. For some of you, she could be a new partner coming in. So could the King of Spring be possibly a new partner. There's quite a few in here that have come out all together. So we have the Six of Swords. Positive changes on their way, a welcome relief from troubled times, travelling or relocating. And we saw that with the Fool card very much. So there is definite movement for some of you guys. Some of you could well be travelling, about to embark on some travels in March, moving temporarily, location-wise, possibly considering a move overseas to another country. We've also mentioned that came out, immigrating or emigrating. Taking your emotional being with you, moving away from something that has been dissatisfying or not engaging or has been depleting you in some way or another. This definitely moves into a higher octave of energy and direction, the Six of Swords. And sometimes you take someone with you, like a family member or a partner in life, whether it be a pet or a human type energy. The Ace of Swords is here as well. Don't be deterred by challenges along the way. It is important to communicate clearly and accurately. Amazing new ideas that should be implemented. And the Fool carries with her ideas as well. So we've got three cards here that are indicating as if you have walked away from something. This card can often turn up when there has been a separation of sorts or a closing down of a previous commitment or group or business or relationship. You can often see this turn up when there is a divorce or a separation, when a business has been sold and the papers are here to be signed to, dissolve the business or the formation of the partnership. And all of these cards are kind of talking the same talk, that it's about some sort of episode or period of time that may have been involved, and this could be going back a long time. And as you are ready to move out of what was probably at one time very successful and very, very happy and very convivial, but for some reason either you or another partner or some other people involved have all slightly gone their own way. So it's not a bad thing necessarily, but it might have not been what you have been looking for some time. The Five of Swords is also here. Walk away from dishonest associations, realizing that what you thought you wanted isn't the best choice for your happiness and something that's not worth the effort. I've got a few cards that have come out that are really quite punchy in terms of you moving away from events, situations, circumstances, or people that may have been negating something. And it could have been negating your health, your energy, your emotions, your finances. But as I say, there's something about it having worked somewhere along the line, having been worthwhile, you've endured it for some time, you've gained from it at some perspective. Some of you have done well out of the journey along the way until it became perhaps a little bit bitter or a little bit wasted. And then it's been time to realise that you give it up, move it along. And for some of you now, there have even been arguments or discourse or a little bit of negative energy coming in from it. But because the second card was the dreamer, the fool, the new beginning, and it's the major arcana, it holds the most weight. But I think some of you have been going through this convoluted energy system that involved most definitely relationships, but even for some of you, it's tied up some sort of business situation, whether it's a private business, like a trust, so it's tied up your home, your money, your bank accounts, or whether it's been an actual business that you've been tied into and that's been slowly breaking down for one reason or another. And so out comes the dreamer with all of that. We talked about the fact that you have great support, you have people caring all around you as well. So I feel as though this is not your whole life. It's not dragged you down. There's all this going on as well. There's these other people who are like support mechanisms, who see the worth or the ideas coming. And yeah, well, I haven't even finished these two cards over here. 2 4s that came out, and the 4s are all about, hard work and the foundations of the very beginning of the new directions that you're making. So the 4 of Wands, be grateful, you have much to celebrate, we can see that coming. Deep feelings of peace and happiness and a contented personal life. This is a beautiful card in reality, and again it talks about shifting. Sometimes shifting homes to a better, healthier situation, as does the 6 of Winter. Very much a lot in here is about moving homes for a lot of you, or moving out of a sticky situation or something a bit that was grabbing at you or holding you back, and moving into the light. So there's lightness coming, and some of you are feeling like you've been freed, like the shackles have been cut. You've got all this freedom coming. Here's the total epiphany or analogy of freedom. He's the number 0, the fool, the brand new beginner. But this can be emulating moving into a happier home, being given an offer of love, marriage, the birth of a new baby, the melding of 2 families together. So sometimes like blended families coming together, extended families, new families merging, adoptions, and also it can be moving into a new homes, but can also represent holiday homes, so going on a holiday. So some of you, this is holiday travel and very enjoyable, and for others of you this is a more permanent move into a slightly higher vibrational energy. Beautiful card to get, the 4 of Wands, and can offer a lot different energies for some of you. Some of you it could be weddings, attending weddings, being asked to be married, re-celebrating the bond between 2 people, so going back through your vows with a partner. Beautiful card to get. Now the 4 of Pentacles, manage your resources wisely, achieve a balance in how you spend and save, help out those who are less fortunate. Your money's fine, but I think that for some of you, you will have some expenses coming, or you are making some changes like selling a house, as we said, maybe buying a new house, or putting money into something new, or propping up something else, or starting a new business, or going in a new direction. And that might be why this is just saying be a bit cautious with your funds. So a fairly in-depth bunch of cards that came out. They're not playing around. They had very firm messages with them in there. So let's just see from this deck what might be coming. And the first one out is Woman Holding a Coin. Again, she often reminds me of the Queen of Wands, actually. So she has this ability to be very creative with her resources and her money. She could very well be yourself holding this money. So some of you may have had this windfall that came your way, and it may have come through not necessarily a litigation, but through someone else having to give their share of something over, like when happens when you have a divorce, or when a business is dissolved, or when a house is sold, or when a will is declared and all tied up and divvied out. So there could be something along that line as to how you get your money. It could also represent someone who does have money, who's willing to support an idea or a theme or a direction you are heading in. And again, we have a cat down here, so there's still the animals are playing some sort of role for a lot of you. Animal knowledge or animal spirits. Nice to have an angel come in for the reading. This is Archangel Chamuel, the third chakra. This is the solar plexus in the stomach area. This is the angel of inner strength, of regaining strength. So if any of you have felt as though you have been through some sort of hard times, or you have been kept down or tied down or restricted or lost your flair or energy or mojo, or whether you felt someone else was holding it down or had taken it from you, this is the angel who can help re-establish your inner strength, your gut strength, which is also about your intuitive connection to your ideas, your higher self, collective conscious, and creativity as well. This confirms that the Fool felt as though he was in a place ready to head out because he feels strong about the directions or himself or the decisions he or she is making. So utilize this beautiful Chamuel to give you strength, physical strength. If some of you have had physical illnesses, mental strength as well, if you have felt mentally depleted, emotional strength too. Now you can do this also by wearing yellow, eating yellow foods, doing exercises that really strengthen this core part of the body too. Beautiful angel to come in for you guys. So for Sagittarius, what is next from this deck? I think the anxiety had sort of been there a little bit in the background with some of the other messages that came through. It's not something that needs to even really be talked about too much, but if you're feeling anxious, this really helps reclaiming your inner strength, your personal strength, reconnecting to your higher self, doing meditation, taking some time out, doing deep breathing. But I can see why that you may have some anxious moments or feelings because of a lot of the stuff that is going on in the background and the changes that are taking place. Because when big change comes in, we can sometimes feel anxious because we don't necessarily know the outcome. And, you know, we're creatures of habit. We like to know that we are safe and grounded and that we have things covered off. You've got appreciation. We've seen that. We see the 51 and 15, the reversal here. You've had appreciation before with one of the first or second cards that came out, saying that people appreciate and support you. Remember to appreciate yourself. So there, you definitely have people around you who are very nourishing for you. But this one is a beautiful card to get. This is the Healer of the Ages. This is the Christed white light energy. It's a beautiful card. It's the higher octave of the angelic realm. So he comes to you from the heart and also from the crown chakra. So some of you may feel a lightening in this area of your body. You may feel a lifting if there has been tightness around there, and that could be spiritual, emotional, or mental tightness, as well as physical for some of you. Some of you may have a heart condition that may be being checked or may be being attended to at this point in time, and it may be alleviated one way or not another. The Healer of Ages allows healing to take place at many different levels. And so there's a part of you that will be being healed at the subtle energy body level. And some of this is tied up to the alignment of planets. I've talked a little bit about at the beginning, especially the conjunction in January, which will still be having its effect going through now. It's about past lifetimes and timelines and karmic energies, and a lot of us are going through portals at the moment that are allowing us to have a healing take place of karmic issues that we've experienced or been through. So there's a feeling of lightning, of things moving in the background. Some of us can't put our finger on it, but we know there is change taking place, deep change. And here's part of the background percussion, if you like, of the movement, the symphony. Okay, just another one for Sagittarius from here, and then one last card from the Denise Jarvie light deck. Oh, wow. You know, I sensed it was a deep reading from the get-go, probably with the dreamer there, and those unusual messages I got for you as well. But look at this bunch that have come in here. This beautiful, angelic, light being frequency that are here to offer you protection, nourishment, and healing. You now have the 7th chakra, which is the crown chakra up here, and all of them have this activated. This is Archangel Uriel. She's very, very good for business meetings, for communication, for protection around signing documents, litigations, legal things, communication in particular. But she opens the crown chakra, which is where healing energy can come in from. So a lot of you have got this healing coming from the master healer, allowing it to come through the crown and down into this part of the body. So if there has been fear, or you have felt yourself being limited or restricted or grounded or inactive, then these three together will enable an uplifting, an uprising, an energizing. So focus on this for your month of March, and come back to the reading anytime you would like to uplift these energies and feel the power of the cards and the messages that they pertain and hold behind them. So with that in mind, I will put them down there so they're still in the background, and I will do for you one card from this deck. This is for Sagittarius for March 2020. I find some of these readings are so intense that they can be easily utilized at any time in the future as well, and you can come back to them and listen to them and gain the insight or the protection or the energy or the healing at any time you really want to. I think timelines is something that we limit ourselves with here on the earth plane, because as humans we don't fully understand what timelines are about. We have, how many here? 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm only going to take one. It's this one. Meditation. So I will read to you from the book. It is number 8. 8 is the karmic number of never-ending energies, never-ending soul, life. Love and master your emotions. It is time to begin or resume a meditation practice. Gently reflect on how far you have come. Emotional mastery means choosing to be in charge of your life by adjusting your emotions, ideas, and intellect to something that feels easier and softer. This discipline will liberate you by opening a door into the tranquility and wisdom of your soul's love. You can't go beyond limitations while you are still focused on them. Meditate by focusing on something that brings you joy, such as having a massage, playing with your pets, or spending time with your children, or creating art. There is no right or wrong way to meditate. It is just a gentle shift in your attention away from the physical world and into a world of infinite possibilities. Meditation is a way of resetting your energy that brings you into a neutral space from where you can move forward. Your life experiences have led you here. Allow them to be the catalyst that creates joy and freedom. So there is a soul mastery meditation here that you can engage in if you are interested. And I see the deep connection to the heart energy up here, just above the solar plexus chakra. So the heart is also being opened for you with this reading, and the light is flowing to the heart. We talked a little bit about the heart earlier, I think, in one of the cards with the healer of the ages. So I think it might be nice to have him in here with this one. Meditation is a creative process. It is not something we need to learn. It is simply a connection back to who you are. It is called a practice because it takes time to master. I suggest you build up your meditation practice from 5 minutes to 24 minutes a day, 1 minute for every hour in the day. The below meditation will bring you a sense of calm and alignment wherever you are. You can expand the time by focusing on your breathing. And this is the meditation. When it feels right to do so, look at the card image and focus on something that feels relaxing. Close your eyes, breathe into your heart and unwind. Breathe in and take your awareness within. Breathe out and surrender. Breathe in and adjust your light. Breathe out and familiarize yourself with your light. Breathe in and navigate toward your sacred center. Breathe out and create from this balanced space. Breathe in and receive love. Breathe out and give love. To build up to 24 minutes, repeat to yourself, breathe in and receive love, breathe out and give love. And then, when you are ready, open your eyes. So that's how to build up to the 24 minutes of meditation. Just breathing in, receiving love, breathing out, giving love. Which is exactly how the healer of the ages works. So there we are, Sagittarius. That is a beautiful reading. It's quite a special one. There are some lovely, warm, supportive, nurturing energies that came in for you. And then the focus on the meditation, which will also bring back this strength here, your inner strength, because meditation is giving ourselves the time and energy and applying due diligence to us, to what is most important, the me in our life, the I am, and the continued nurturing of that. And remember, you had appreciation as well from so many of the people around you. So whatever it is you have been through or are still going through or are clearing or moving into the new direction of, take all of these wonderful energies and utilize them and create a powerhouse of strength for yourself through these energies and practices. So thank you again for tuning in, guys. Please sub the channel and like the video, and I love it when you leave your comments. Also check your moon and rising signs to see if there are some other interesting and supportive messages for you, because I'm sure there will be. Much love, everyone. Namaste.